The corridor was eerily empty, as if an invisible friend was waiting to give him a surprise. Welcome to the horror movie set. Without a second thought, he followed, only to find himself back on the 10th floor, where the cameraman was frantically filming like a lunatic. He hurriedly asked, "Did you capture any of the creepy moments?" "I want to relive the horror." "No," the cameraman replied, looking bewildered. The chill ran down his spine. The ghosts and jumper made the building unique. He decided to skedaddle. But pressing first floor, the elevator, like a mischievous child, stopped at the 10th. "Hey, did it go on strike?" Reluctantly, he pressed again. The elevator bounced like a roller coaster, shaking violently into darkness. Ghostly shadows appeared. He whipped out his phone camera to see if ghosts were lurking around, nearly dropping the phone in fear. He quickly tucked it away, feeling his heart thumping like a drum. Suddenly, they felt a chill creeping up behind them. They shivered in fear, yet neither dared to look back. When the elevator finally stopped on the 10th floor again, they bolted out without a second thought, only to have the jumping woman eerily follow them. She trailed by the roadside and jumped onto the 43 bus like she was auditioning for a horror movie. All life and death in a unaware, May sat in the front playing on her phone, blissfully ignorant that a jumping ghost was right next to her. The ghost suddenly piped up, "Hey May, can I borrow $1? May nearly jumped out of her skin. May's heart nearly stopped beating until the bus arrived at Ting village, at which point the guy in the back seat finally stepped off. She let out a long sigh of relief, thinking, "Thank goodness, I've been spared." However, when the bus started again, she was shocked to discover, wait, where's the driver? Is this a ghost bus? She quickly hopped off to check, only to find the bus had no driver at all. Her mind raced, this can't end well. Instantly, she dashed to report to the police, but her hands felt out of control, as if possessed. Out of nowhere, a pair of eerie ghostly hands gripped her neck, causing May to feel like she was about to suffocate. Suddenly, she jolted awake like on a roller coaster ride, and the morning light drove the ghost away. Yet, there was a noticeable bruise on her neck, a classic case of ghostly companions. From then on, passing by Ting village felt like being watched, like starring in a suspenseful horror flick. Bad things come in pairs. She keeps dreaming of a ghostly hand grabbing her arm. Yes, I'm working overtime with spirits tonight. Just a few days later, her eyes darkened, clearly haunted. Terrified, she sought to confide in a classmate. She learned on July 10, 2003, a Ting bus plummeted off a cliff, truly unbelievable. Over 20 people perished in that bus crash, and Ting village became a hotspot for ghost sightings. Nearby security cameras caught sight of a woman in red, always wandering around the accident site, as if she was looking for a job. At midnight, she regularly boarded the 43 bus to go to Yaoi village to talk about restless spirits. 2 decades later, in the Yaoi village's lower building, reports of jumpers kept popping up. On July 20, another woman in a red dress jumped near, who seemed like a superhero at night. After climbing up at 1 a.m., she took the plunge off the stone building, a true challenge to gravity. She immediately caused the gravity effect. She died without a trace, yet her home was in Shemshupo. It was quite a feat for her to jump, crossing several blocks. Talk about a ghost with ambition. Completely baffled, Kui decided to check out Nia's house, only to find he